I'm just going to change my background so it looks like it's a different day. Hang on. Right, change my background to that. Apply. Yeah, there we go. Just so that it looks different. It doesn't all look the same. Can you guys do the same? I know you probably like pink, Georgia. Sorry, love.
I've stopped it.
Right, just waiting for Shelley because it has to be 3 people or I don't pass. Let me just call her and tell her she actually has to. It's a problem with old people, isn't it?
Video effects settings. Yeah. Yeah.
Natalia, it's Alana that's looking nicely going through it. If you do want to give me a call back, 95.
Can you just log on to the next session? Because I have to have 3 people, otherwise I can't pass. You just need to get onto it and then you can just tell me that you need to blank your screen. Hang on, I'll start recording. Okay, Shelley's just going to join us now.
Can you see me?
Everyone. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I can see you all. Hang on. And so I've got the PowerPoint there embedded into the meeting thing, but it's not actually allowing me to share it. Hang on. Can you all see that? No, you can't. I can't see you at the minute, so I can't hear you. Hang on. Where are you all? Share. Right. Can you all see that? Yeah, you can all see that. Okay. Had a slight technical difficulty there, so that's all great. Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome. This is your session 3 for topic 2 that we are going to be going through today. And this forms the third part of your learning second live session for BSBTWK201, which is work effectively with others, which is the qualification you're all working towards. Housekeeping is the same as the previous live session. We expect that if you need to just leave or, you know, go and attend to something, you just leave me a note in chat or put your hand up and I will answer any questions that you have. Has everybody got audio and video? Everybody can see the shared screen. Just give me a thumbs up or just give me an emoji in the chat. That'll be great. Awesome. Okay. Everybody good to go? All right, so this session here is about workgroup activities. So when we are looking at boundaries in the workplace, why are they important? So why do we think boundaries are important in a workplace, guys? If you could unmute yourself and just give me a brief discussion.
Penny, we can't see your slides. We've only got your calendar.
Oh, okay. Got that. It's just back there. Stop sharing that. And we want to be sharing. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry about this. Just closing it down and reloading it. Okay, so hang on. Move that over to there. Okay, you should all be able to see that now. Can you see that? Yeah, so you can see contribute to work group activities. And you can all hear me okay as well, yeah? Okay, that's great. All right, so sorry about that. It's all part of online learning, isn't it? Problem solving. Okay, so we can all see that one, can't we? Contribute to work group activities.
Whatever you clicked the last time, you just lost it again. It's back to your calendar. So you click the button just as you said okay, and then you've lost it again.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's back now.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, right. It needs to okay. So we worked out that's where it needs to. It doesn't like being on the other monitor. That's okay. We can work with that. All right. So everyone can see that now. What are boundaries in the workplace? Why are they important? Perfect. Okay. So why are boundaries important in the workplace, guys? So they're important in the workplace because this means that you know which tasks are part of your job and which tasks belong to someone else. Boundaries are good because it helps you to support another team member in order to meet their goals. And it also puts a boundary in place regarding your responsibilities and time constraints with regard to activities and how much time you're actually spending on a job. But it also means that other people aren't expected to do tasks that they know are part of your job, or you're not expected to do their tasks. Okay. So just a little discussion now, if you could unmute yourselves, and let's just have a discussion about this statement below. It's not my problem. Discuss how this sort of statement affects the group. So Georgia, I'll pair up with you, and Cara, if you can pair up with Shelley. So, you know, if you, Shelley and Cara, want to go first, just have a little discussion. What do you think that statement conjures up in people in a professional capacity?
It's probably not a team approach. So working as a team, it's everyone's problem and working together to find solutions.
Yeah, it's a really negative approach and a closed off sort of approach. It's hard to then make it someone's problem if they've declared that it's not their problem. It, you know, breaks down that, team effort to try and get something achieved. If they've drawn that boundary, it's not my problem. It's, I guess, becomes an argument to convince them that actually maybe they do have something to contribute.
Yeah. Georgia, I feel that, you know,
Thank you.
people won't feel supported as a team member and won't feel valued if, you know, if that's a kind of statement that's been thrown around a group or a team environment. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And it makes it feel like you can't ask for help or something if that's something that you've come to your colleagues about. Yeah, it doesn't make that good teamwork environment where everyone is helping each other.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. So one of the things organisations have is guidelines for their staff about what is required of them. So usually that's in the form of a mission statement, a code of conduct, our policies and procedures, workplace forms, and your job description usually gives you a clear indication of what team working and collaborative engagement should look like. If you do come across a problem like this, you know, where one team member is kind of dismissive and not engaging and helping out and, you know, making statements such as "it's not my problem," you know, usually we would look at, you know, addressing that issue and conflict. But if you don't feel like you're confident to do that, what could you all do instead? Who could you speak to? Could you all type an answer into the chat for me as to who you would speak to for some advice and support? Okay, that's great. So I can see we've got supervisor, manager, HR. All right. They are some of the people that you could discuss with. So you should always think about your own job role, your duties, and what you're doing, and make sure that you don't neglect these or act outside of your skill level or experience. Okay, so we'll pause the recording here so that you can discuss and write down some answers. You can write your answers in the chat, and then I will add them to the next slide as we progress. So we're going to look at the kind of information you need to prepare before you run a meeting. So, you know, again, just jot down some answers in the chat. What do you need to prepare before a meeting? So what do you need to communicate to people to make sure that they know what's happening in the meeting and what to expect at the meeting? And then the second part of this is what information is needed to be shared when clarifying a completion. So when we're thinking about completing a project or a work group or being part of a, you know, a working party, what information would need to be shared? So would you need to share kind of what the outcomes were, or is there anything else that you could think of that would need to be shared? Again, just pop these in the chat. Great, so we've got, you know, for the first one, we've got the agenda, the date, time, meeting invite, clear time and date. Yeah, and for the second part of the shared information, so you can see Kara's typing there. Kara, yeah, so we're looking at the outcomes of the meeting. That's okay, don't worry about your spelling. We're looking at the outcomes of the meeting. We're looking at the potential for any kind of amendments that need to be made or any considerations that need to be put in place to ensure that the project that we're addressing achieves its outcomes. Okay, so yeah, so before a meeting, as we've, yep, I've just populated some of that for you, the desired outcomes. Sometimes we need to consider, do we even need a meeting? Because sometimes meetings are just held for the sake of meetings. Do we agree? What do you think? Pop an emoji in as to what you think. Let's see what emojis we can come up with. Here's my emoji. Yeah, I think with general consensus there. Okay. Reporting. Okay, so when we're looking at reporting and we're looking particularly at projects and when we're looking at working parties, which we've all been a part of, has anyone not been a part of a working party in the group? Yep. Georgia, you've been a part of a working party. Cara, yeah. Shelley, perfect. Okay, so when we're part of a working party, we need to have a report, obviously. So I've included a link to a blog, which you can all access as a self-paced learning activity. This is prior to your assessment, so it will give you a broader understanding of project reports and working party reports. Please ensure you access this as it will help you to complete your assessment in a couple of weeks' time. So reporting gives you, your team and stakeholders, the ability to track project progress against a original plan. And the main goal of a project report is to improve decision making, to help you make sense of project data, and to decide what your next step should be. This in turn can impact your budget, timelines, and project success. So if we look at contributing to work group activities and project reporting, we've got some domains here which need some consideration. So we've got an executive summary, a project progress report, risk and risk management, budget, timelines, resources, team performance, and the conclusion, obviously, which is your outcome of the project or the report. So, you know, executive summary is what kind of has the essential takeaways from the report, and it allows the reader to understand the report's contents without having to read through all of the project details. So the executive summary is usually a good place if you are time strapped and you don't want to read a whole 200-page report, but you just want to get the gist of the actual working party and what the outcomes were. Project progress obviously stands to, you know, its own kind of evaluation there. It just tells you what may have emerged as you've tracked the project. Risk and risk management and budget and timelines and resources are all again self-explanatory and kind of give you an idea of what some of the budgetary constraints were and the general overall constraints of a project. Team performance, so did everybody contribute? And as our previous slide, you know, when someone says it's not my problem, again, it's not conducive to a project or a working party if people aren't contributing. And the conclusion, so the outcomes of that. All right, so next we're going to be looking at performance appraisals. So everybody aware of what a performance appraisal is? Can you just give me some emojis? Great. Thank you. So it's a regular review of an employee's performance and contribution to a company. Performance appraisals can also be called annual reviews. And they can also form part of an evaluation of your overall performance. So what factors contribute to a positive performance appraisal? So what we're going to do is we're going to pause the recording, and then you can access your resources on the virtual Teams classroom, which is attached to this slide. I can't actually share the screen of that with you though. So if you can all just access that, that would be great. There's a student resources folder with some YouTube videos to assist you to complete this little mini task. You can do that and then post your answers into the virtual classroom. And again, these are the YouTube videos here that accompany that little task for you to complete. Has anybody got any issues with that? You can all complete that, okay? All right, that's awesome. So we're now going to be looking at sharing information. So when we're contributing to work group activity, sharing information is vital. What are some of the ways that we can share information? If you could just pop some answers into the chat, that would be great. So different models and different platforms for sharing information. Right. Perfect. We've got quite a few different answers there. That's awesome. Yep. Right. Okay, so we've got meetings, verbally, articles, reports, emails over the phone. Great. So what I'd like you to do is Google search or internet search, whatever platform you use to search. What is an open door policy? What do you think an open door policy means? And just again, put your answers in the chat. That's great. I've got a job. Invitation for others to communicate openly. Principle that encourages staff to be able to voice concerns. Yeah. Historical diplomacy policy from the 19th century. Wow. Shelley. That's a great response. Yeah, so an open door policy basically looks at a communication policy that favours transparency and makes managers and leaders accessible for employees, but it doesn't have to be a policy rolled out as a kind of organisational process. So it can be an informal process amongst a team and manager and supervisors, whereby, you know, the manager lets people know that she's accessible at all times, and if needs to, she can quarantine some you know, special time with a structured meeting for anything that needs addressing. But yeah, open door favours transparency and openness in an organisation. Okay, so brainstorm, and this is an activity that I'd like you to do again on your virtual classroom. So you can do this after we've done the meeting as a self-directed learning. So I'd like you to go onto the virtual classroom, onto your class notebooks page, which you have all accessed. And there is a particular page there titled brainstorming. So if you could all just go onto that and brainstorm some ideas and ways to evaluate performance as a group. Specifically, I'd like you to look at what is helpful to the group to evaluate work performance, and do regular team meetings, contribute to a reporting and gauging progress within a team. So I'd like you on that platform as well to just jot down some of the ways that you can use some methods for evaluating individual performance within a team. So how do you look at someone's individual performance? How do you know if someone is performing? Is it because of KPIs? Is it because of targets that they have set individually? Is it because of commitments that they have? Could it be because, you know, people are feeding back to them, or they're getting, you know, feedback from stakeholders, consumers, or you know, their managers or the organisation? So just jot down some of your brainstorming ways that you can evaluate performance as a group. There are some resources to help you complete this activity on the shared virtual classroom. And I've given the examples there on the slide, how to hire employees, and there's a YouTube video as well about effective employees and you know, ineffective employees. Okay, are you all happy to access that and fill in that activity? Great. Okay. So when we're looking at strategies that can help a work group improve their performance, coaching, mentoring, supervising, formal and informal learning programs, performance appraisals, personal study, work experience, workplace skills assessment. All of these are ways in which you can help to improve a team's performance, or, you know, your colleagues' performance. So when we're looking at coaching, mentoring and supervising, coaches watch you practice specific skills and then identify areas to improve. So you'll get feedback, you'll be able to practice again, repeat the process, and have a practical learning session. So things like that could be, you know, such as a student nurse, you know, watch me do one and then you do one, or watch me do a couple and then you do one. Okay, so that's what coaching is. A mentor is someone who shares their knowledge, skills and experience to help another person develop and grow. So that could be a senior colleague with good experience who can assist you when you're feeling a little bit vulnerable and inexperienced in a certain procedure or process. Has anybody got any examples of when they have been a mentor? That's great. I can see some answers coming in the chat there. I appreciate your learning environment and is a little bit noisy in the background because you are all currently in your workplace. So thank you for using the meeting chat to type your answers in. So yeah, so Shelley, mentor new school health nurses during orientation phase. That's great. Showing graduate nurses the ropes. Yep, perfect. Okay, mentoring new carers in aged care in my previous job. Oh, awesome. Thank you for that, guys. Great. Okay, so that is our topic 2, which we have now completed. So that was contributing to work group activities. So reflect with yourselves and with your tutor about what you have learned and what you found interesting about this topic. Remember from our previous topic, constructive criticism or constructive feedback is always the way to ensure that you've got harmonious working teams. Have we got any questions about this particular topic? Okay, so I'm just going to let you know that topic 3 is again going to be a self-directed study program, which you can access via the link that I will send you after we complete this session. So I'm going to send you that link, and the topic 3 session is going to be dealing effectively with issues, problems and conflict, which I'm sure you'll all find quite interesting. Gives you some really good ideas, hints, tips and pointers as to how we deal effectively with issues and problems in the broader perspective at work. So the materials, again, for all of the self-directing learning for session 4, which is covering topic 3, will be on your virtual classroom on MS Teams, and the materials have all been uploaded. And again, if you have any queries, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can email me or you can leave me a note on the virtual classroom, and I will either arrange a Teams meeting with you one-on-one, or we can meet together as a group again if you all share some of the same kind of issues. Does anyone have any questions? No? That's great. I will contact you regarding your assessment. So I'll be sending you an email out about the assessment and what that entails. And there will be 2 components to the assessment. There will be a assessment that you do in your own time, which is an open book assessment. So that's self-directed learning, which will be some case studies. And then we'll have some questions, which will be part of a very short live session, assessment session, whereby I email you the assessments, we complete it, and then I give you your answers straight away. Okay, any questions about that? All right, lovely. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great day and enjoy your studies, and thanks for all your input. Bye.
See ya. Thank you.
Thanks.